Welcome to the Weaver Wire. I'm your co-host Campbell.
And I'm Joshua. In today's show, we have some Q&A, tool safety tips, and information on colleges we think you will enjoy.
We had the chance to talk to Mike Blankenship, the local admissions marketing manager at UTI. UTI stands for the Universal Technical Institute. They offer training for students preparing for careers such as professional, automotive, diesel, welding, technicians, and much more. Let's see what they have to offer.
Hi, so I'm Mike Blankenship with NASCAR Technical Institute, part of Universal Technical Institute and their family of schools. We're out here at Weaver today to talk a little bit more about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and how we use that at our school. So I brought out a couple of vehicles to interact with the students with. We've got this 2014 Chevy Silverado pickup truck, and we're doing some diagnostics with the truck, controlling sensors and actuators with our scan tool. We have our virtual welder from Lincoln Electric to talk about our 9-month-long welding program and how we introduce students to new welding concepts. And then we've also brought out one of our race cars, the NASCAR Tech. We got a few race cars down there. So I brought one of our cars out, not just to talk about the engine, but also to explain to students how suspension systems work and some of the fine adjustments that we're gonna make to maximize our grip around the track. So it's just a great way to interact with the students and show them a little bit about STEM concepts and how we teach them at UTI and NASCAR Tech. You know, UTI is looking for high school graduates, right? So the big focus is going to be on professionalism. So how you carry yourself, your attendance, things like that really matter to us. I'm not so super concerned about SAT and ACT scores because they don't tell me if the student's a hands-on learner. That's what I'm focused on. But I need students that are going to finish high school, have a good attitude and good attendance. So students should expect hands-on career training that's specific to their particular career path, whether they want to be in aviation, automotive, diesel, collision, welding, machining, those kinds of things, right? Technical trade training. They should expect a hands-on education that gets them involved in the learning process and lots of one-on-one time with their instructors as they move through that curriculum. What they won't expect is a lot of academic classes that are unrelated to the subject matter. We want to focus on career training for those technical skills and credentials that employers are looking for. Yeah, so we train technicians in a lot of different fields, from aviation to climate control, HVAC systems, professional and commercial refrigeration systems, welding, machining. If it's a technician, we probably train it. A lot of different fields in transportation, energy sector, and manufacturing. Yeah, so the best way to reach out to us is through our website, uti.edu. You can also check us out on Facebook or Instagram, uti.tech on those platforms. And of course, Snap UTI is another way to follow us and get more information.
COVID affected everyone, especially our school system. From joining Teams meetings to learning the ins and outs of Canvas, our teachers had to make unique lesson plans to accommodate online learning. We asked some of our teachers here at Weaver how online teaching affected their ability to reach the students, but also what skills they gained from it. Let's check out our teachers in our Q&A segment.
COVID affected us all, but nobody quite like teachers. We had a chance to ask some of the teachers at Weaver Academy about their experiences with asynchronous learning.
At first it was very difficult for me because most of my content was in written form and hard copy.
And being a science teacher, we do a lot of hands-on activities. It was like, how am I going to get all these labs and stuff across that they needed? So I learned to number one, learn all the technologies, then adapt my teaching to online learning, and then figured out a way to do demo labs, do them virtually. so that students wouldn't miss out on the lab experience.
I am a teacher that thrives on class discussion and feeding off of each other, and when everybody was on the computers, it was cameras off, very little conversation, and I felt very alone.
But I would say the biggest concern or drawback or what have you was students logging in and not being present.
The aspect that was kind of difficult was, making sure that kids were paying attention to any degree and involved, because it was obviously very easy for students to just kind of get lost online.
We also asked about what they gained from their time teaching online.
Patience. A lot of patience.
How to teach alone, and how technology, when used correctly, can really help and add to the learning environment.
I guess I learned a lot more technology that I can use, and so when we have to go remote for various reasons, like a snow day, we can just seamlessly revert back into those, COVID asynchronous days, and I think it was helpful. However, I'm a people person and I really miss, doing the hands-on and all of that, so I would prefer to be in person, but I have a lot of skills and, things now in my toolbox that I can use.
It taught me to be a lot more organized about my materials, that I had PDFs of everything that I could post to anybody who wanted them at any time, rather than just making like hundreds and hundreds of copies of things and handing them out. It was actually pretty convenient for me to just make a PDF out of various assignments and help sheets.
How to be more strategic in engaging kids in instruction, or students in instruction, when they weren't in the building. That's one of the huge impacts for me, because I'm a people person. I really don't meet strangers, So I love to interact with my students. I love to interact with my teachers, and not having the ability to do that during the pandemic was definitely a transition. It was a shift. However, I think, we were able to again, rally everyone around, virtual learning, virtual teaching, virtual meetings, virtual conferences with parents, etc., to, all in an effort to make sure our students still got what they needed to get.
In our career segment, this is where we get a chance to talk to a variety of people about their career field and their job responsibilities. This week, we were able to interview Mark Tyree, a local district court judge for the Guilford County Courthouse. Today, I'll be interviewing Mark Tyree about his position at the Guilford County Courthouse as a judge.
Hi, Campbell. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to meet with you today.
It's a pleasure to meet with you, too. So for my first question, I would like to know how you ended up in this position.
Well, I was appointed by Governor Cooper in 2019, and then judges have to run every 4 years in my job. Some judges run every 8 years, but I run every 4 years. And so I'm on the ballot again this year. However, nobody has filed against me, and so it looks like I will be in office for another 4 years.
So to end up in this job, what were your previous occupations like? Did they help you prepare for this position?
Well, when I graduated from law school, I served as a district attorney and assistant district attorney here in Guilford County. And then I went into private practice, and I practiced in various law firms and did various kinds of work, all of which have contributed to my ability to do this job, because I've had experience in a variety of areas.
So speaking of law school, for reference for people that may be interested in this field, what was your college career like? Like, what did you pursue your degree in?
Well, I went to Guilford College here in Greensboro, and I was a political science major, but not everybody needs to do that. There's no requirement for that for law school. So you could be a major in music production and in college continue that journey, but then decide you want to go to law school, and there is no prerequisite. The fact that you maybe have never taken a pre-law class just doesn't matter. But for me, I took political science, and then I did decide to go to law school after I graduated from Guilford College. And some people ask, well, how long is law school? Law school is 3 years in addition to your 4 years of college.
All right.
And so after all that, you're done. And then you take a bar exam, and if you pass that, you're a lawyer.
And I'm sure there's some pros and cons to this job as a judge, as there probably were to being a lawyer. But as a judge, what is your favorite part of this job?
My favorite part of the job is having the ability to help people who sometimes have no other recourse but through the legal system and may have been mistreated in one way or another or taken advantage of in one way or another. And my favorite part of the job is trying to help those people. But at the same time, some people who appear before me are just having their worst day, and that's why they're in front of me. And having the ability to recognize that and help those people is also rewarding.
Is there a part of this job, though, that leaves you feeling sort of like maybe it wasn't right, or is there a con to this job?
No, I don't think there's a con to this job. The reality is some days are more difficult than others because some of the things a judge has to see and hear, cases involving young children, or can be particularly difficult for any judge. And but I don't think there's anything that I would call a con of the job.
And at the end of the day, do you think this is a good position for you and that it leaves you feeling fulfilled?
Yes, I really enjoy being a judge. I enjoy the people I work with. I enjoy having the opportunity to help people and being part of something that is so fundamental to our basic values as Americans. The criminal justice system, our court system, all of those things we must have, and it is an honor to be a part of that and work hard to make sure that it works for everyone. Everyone who comes before me, I treat the same way, and that is I treat them fairly.
All right, well, thank you for this interview. I think that wraps this up. So thank you for tuning into the Weaver Wire.
All right, thank you, Campbell. Good luck.
Queen's University of Charlotte is a small, private, master's-level university focused on tailoring dynamic experiences for students in and outside of the classroom. Recruiter Meredith Antley gives us a brief overview of Queen's University. Let's see what she has to say.
First, let me tell you a little bit about Queen's University of Charlotte. We are located about 2.5 miles from uptown Charlotte. That's about a 10-minute drive. So 10 minutes from where the Carolina Panthers play, 15 from where the Charlotte Hornets play, and about 20 minutes from Carowinds. We have about 42 different majors, soon to be 43, with over 60 different minors. With our majors, we have just about anything really you can think of, from business to foreign language, English, history. And then we also offer some pretty niche majors as well. That includes music therapy, conservation biology, engineering physics, as well as interior architecture and design. At Queen's University of Charlotte, we have about 1,700, 1,800 undergraduate students. We are located, though, in the largest city in the Southeast, which is Charlotte. A solid chunk of our student population are actually student athletes, which is really fun. We recently transitioned to Division I athletics, so we are a D1 sports team now, that we don't offer football, which is kind of disappointing, but we have rugby, which is kind of interesting and fun, right? Why Queen's University? Because at Queen's University, you are invited to be yourself. We have designed all of our minors to be easily attainable so that our students can take advantage of it being in a higher educational institution, so they can pursue their passions, their hobbies, while also fulfilling their professional goals. At Queen's University, we're not only going to pair you with an academic advisor, but we're going to pair you with a career advisor as well. That career advisor is going to ensure that you are going to have a job after you graduate, right? We're not the type of university to just hand you a degree and say good luck. We're going to make sure that you are set up, make sure that you are prepared to take on the world after you leave our University.
Skills USA is a national nonprofit education association that teaches students from middle school, high school, and college about career and technical education. They also host competitions showcasing some of the very best students in the nation. Today, we have our very own Joshua Walters and his teammate Aiden Swift to tell us about their experiences at the National Skill USA Conference held at Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Joshua Walters. I'm a senior at Weaver Academy, and I entered in the audio radio production contest with my partner Aiden Swift.
My name is Aiden Swift. I'm a recording engineer and senior at Weaver Academy, and I competed in the audio radio competition for Skills USA.
Skills USA is this big collaboration community with a bunch of teachers and students and just general educators that are preparing students to enter all kinds of workforces.
To me, Skills USA was a great place to kind of flex my muscles a bit and kind of spend a school day doing only what I wanted to do, because I love recording, I love sound, I love editing it. It's really my passion.
I had to produce an audio only story based on a prompt that was given, and it had to be in a certain kind of news broadcast NPR style.
Skills USA was very unique in the fact that it was just a whole huge building filled with so many different types of people competing in so many different kinds of fields. And being in audio and radio, I got to interview a bunch of people, anybody I wanted. I got to ask everyone all the questions that I wanted to ask them. So hearing, asking the same questions to different people and getting entirely different responses based on how they felt about certain things and what they were competing in and what their background was in life, that was really unique, and that's something that I don't know where I would get elsewhere. My favorite part about Skills was probably editing, because we're all just sat in a big room and you really feel the competition starting to kick in.
Aiden and I needed to make sure that our schedules for what we were going to do on what day was super strict and tight so we could maximize everything we could get out of the time that we were given.
When you're out and interviewing people for the audio and radio contest, you don't really see a lot of your competitors out there. You're all spread so thin. And then once you're finally sat in the same room and you see everyone else, leaning in, looking at their screens, trying to get the perfect cut on their audio, and you see all that going on around you, pressure kicks in, and that makes you want to try just that much harder.
It was great. It was super fun. There were all kinds of people from different kind of crafts. So it was really cool to see everything that was happening there together, and it really helped that I was there with a bunch of friends. You know what they say, you learn something new every day. And for today's How to Do segment, Weaver's construction students will be teaching you about tool safety and how to use some power tools.
today we're in Mr. Atkins' carpentry classroom to learn how to stay safe when using basic hand and power tools.
Today we are going to be using the measuring tape, speed square, any sort of writing utensil, but also our wood today is going to be a 2x4. Alrighty, today we got our tape measure. This tape measure is used to measure anything that needs to be measured. Just how you use it. You're going to hook it down here, right here. You're going to grab your writing utensil, mark your point, press this little button, and that's how you use the tape measure. Alrighty, after you mark your measurement with the measuring tape, we have the speed square. The speed square is to make sure you get them straight lines, all right? What you're gonna do, you're gonna take the speed square right here, you're gonna put it right here on the 2x4, you're gonna get your little mark, line it up, it should come out straight, and that's where you cut. All right, this is called personal protective equipment, aka PPE. Right here, you use these to protect your eyes from any debris that comes near them. You can also wear regular glasses in the work field as well. Right here, we have our headphones. Make sure always wear them when you're around loud noises and more things around that point. So basically, you put these on, you can't hear nothing around, and same glasses.
Now tell me, Kayla, what is the #1 rule to follow when using these tools?
Safety always comes first.
What are some safety protocols?
Inspecting your tools, making sure you know exactly how to use them, wearing the correct personal protective equipment, keeping distance in the workspace, and keeping your workshop clean.
So tell me, Mario, what are the dangers of mishandling this tool?
Mishandling this tool can cause or lead to a major injury. To start off, this is how you properly use a miter saw.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have today. I'm Mo.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Justice.
And I'm Mario.
And this is our how-to segment.
For the fall season, we have soccer, volleyball, football, and more going on right now. Here's our Weaver Wire Sports Update.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our show today, and we hope you will tune in next time on the Weaver Wire. Have a great rest of the week.